welcome to the Piano Podcast. I'm Mario Harrow. In today's episode, I'm going to be interviewing one of my piano pedagogy students, and his name is Chris Reeves. Those of you who have been subscribed to the podcast might recognize that Chris was featured on a previous podcast that my piano pedagogy class had produced. He had composed a Christmas medley for one of his students, and we shared a performance of that particular piece just before Christmas. In our next episode, we're going to be featuring a performance done by Chris and the Orchestra of the Pines in George Gershwin's Piano Concerto in F. So I think you're all going to be in for a real treat for his performance of Gershwin's Piano Concerto. Before I get to my interview with Chris Reeves, I just want to talk about a couple additions I made to my blog/website. Remember, all content from this video podcast is syndicated there at marioahero.blogspot.com. You might notice it's a bit cleaned up thanks to the new version of Blogger that Google rolled out a couple months ago. On the right-hand side, you'll notice the various ways of staying subscribed to the Piano Podcast. Of course, the easiest way to subscribe is through iTunes, and you can subscribe to iTunes through this link here. And it will take you to my listing on the iTunes Store, and there you can subscribe to it or download individual episodes to your computer. This episode and the next episode with Chris Reeves playing the Gershwin Concerto will actually be in a nice widescreen resolution with a higher quality encoding. So if you got one of those new snazzy Apple TV set-top boxes, let me know how that comes out on your nice big widescreen TV. Or what if you're one of those lucky people to get the iPhone when it rolls out in June, it should come out nice big and beautiful on the iPhone's widescreen too. But don't worry, these videos should still be able to be played on your 5th generation video iPod if you have one. I also have to mention that I recently joined blip.tv. They're a nice little alternative to YouTube, but in addition to converting my videos to a flash video format, they actually will host your original video files, whether they be in QuickTime or Windows Media or whatever. In fact, since switching to blip.tv, I noticed that both my video uploads and downloads have been significantly quicker than my previous server. So if you're interested in starting your own video podcast, or if you currently have a video podcast and want to look for another alternative host, I suggest you check blip.tv out. And yes, it is free to join. Underneath the subscribe to podcast section on my blog, you might also notice a new virtual voicemail box. This is a new free web app that I found called the MobaTalk audio comment system, which was formerly known as MyChingo. As long as you have a computer with a working microphone, you can record a voice message for me, and I'll be happy to respond. Here's a message from Michael Bailey, the creator of the MyChingo/MobaTalk audio comment system.
Hey Mario, this is Michael Bailey, the developer, creator of MyChingo. Just wanted to welcome you to the service. Thanks for using it, and looks good on your page. Hope it serves you well. Talk to you later. Bye.
So go ahead and leave an audio comment. I think there are actually plans to include video commenting capabilities in the future, so look out for that from MobaTalk. I also welcome any video comments from any YouTube users that are out there. I already got a response from Phil from the UK, also known as Flaner, on YouTube. He posted a video of him playing that short Rocky tune I played a couple months back, and I hope you check his video out here. It's now time for my guest, who's been on the Piano Podcast before, and his name is Chris Reeves. Chris, thanks for joining us here on the Piano Podcast. Yeah, well, thanks again. For those who don't know you, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, about like what your musical background is, where you are in your musical education, and also where you hope to be after graduating from here at Stephen F. Austin.
All right. Well, I'm originally from Kilgore, Texas. Grew up there and started piano when I was 6 years old. My family, my mother was a singer, And my dad sings also, and I guess I was just inspired by, you know, what they did in church and everything. And so me and my brother Craig wanted to become musicians, and then ever since then I've been in piano, and I've studied many types of music such as jazz and popular music and that kind of thing. So I've always been interested in several different genres of music, that kind of thing. I also played viola and orchestra and in high school and everything like that. So I've had some experience on that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. And as far as like your plans after, you're a senior here, right, at SFA. So what are your plans after graduating?
Well, what I want to do is go to grad school. I'm studying composition right now and piano performance, and hopefully I'll be able to go to grad school to further my studies in composition. And I'm also going to continue to take piano even in grad school. And hopefully when I get out of school I want to teach, or you know, my dream job is to be like a resident composer somewhere. You know, that's what I really want to do. Right. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. Good.
Well, I mean, you're a phenomenal pianist, and you're studying with Dr. Andrew Parr here at Stephen F. Austin State University. Why don't you tell us a little bit what it's been like to be studying with Dr. Parr? It's
great. I mean, he's helped me so much on improving my technique, and really refining my technique, and also he's shown me some things about movement, like arm movements, hand positions, that kind of thing, just to get a better sound and get the sound that I want out of the piano. He's really helped me. He's a good guide and good teacher, and it's just been phenomenal.
Great. Now, the performance that we're going to be featuring is with you and the Orchestra of the Pines, part of the Concerto competition that you were a winner of. And you're performing Gershwin's Piano Concerto, correct? For those who, I mean, most people might be familiar with Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, another famous piece for piano and orchestra. But as far as the concerto is concerned, what are some of the similarities or differences with the concerto and the Rhapsody that viewers might be interested in?
Well, first of all, the Rhapsody in Blue was written first. He wrote this before the Concerto in F. And I think, of course, the biggest difference between the two is that, I mean, they're both for orchestra and piano, but one was written strictly, the Concerto was written strictly by Gershwin, while the Rhapsody in Blue was, it was arranged. I mean, he wrote the piano part, but then Walter Damrosch, I believe, arranged the orchestra part for orchestra. The Concerto in F was the first concerto that he actually completely wrote himself, the orchestra as well as the piano part, and it was written in New York, and they both have jazz influences, of course, because that's a fingerprint of Gershwin's style. They're also both technically difficult. I mean, they both have a lot of tempo changes, and that was really difficult to try and get with the conductor, and it was really hard to put together with the orchestra, but in the end it turned out great. And they're both also, they both have contrasting styles. Like, there's fast moments, slow moments, happy moments, more sad moments, that kind of thing. So they have, those are probably the biggest similarities, you know, in the piece.
Okay. Well, congratulations again on winning the competition, and I look forward to your performance here, and I hope everyone enjoys your performance here of Gershwin's Piano Concerto in F. So remember the name, Chris Reeves. Thanks again for joining us. See you next time on the Piano Podcast.